everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I woke up this morning to find that Foodie was already live, which was a bit shocking because normally she doesn't stream until much later in the evening. But she was live and she was helping herself a little French fried hissy fit. So, what's about that? Well, for those who are not aware, Frenchie did a live where she was talking about Chantal about the cam slip, and the stream was shut off, I guess, midway through. But Frenchie came right back, and then Frenchie was going to review one of Chantal's lives, and Chantal was obviously watching during the live because she deleted the video. But that was all right because Frenchie had her own copy. So Chantal was desperately trying to get a win over Frenchie and was losing left and right. But it would appear that Frenchie is going to be gone for a week. Chantal, I would not want to be you. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. Because if you don't think that Frenchie is going to come back and she's going to be angry, oh, she's going to be angry about that. And she's probably going to make much more money just because you did that. So, yeah, Chantal is obviously after French Fry Girl, even though there are other React channels, myself included, that have shown the aforementioned cam slip picture. It's all over Twitter. She only targeted Frenchie, and that's just, boo, Chantal, boo. So Chantal was on a live today being really smug. It kind of felt like nanny, boo, boo. I'm going to just act all tough and gloat over what I did, putting on the red lipstick. So I want to go over that live, as well as other bits and pieces of stuff on Twitter, including stuff having to do with Amberlyn Reed. So for those who maybe keep up with Amber, you already know the stuff. For those of you that don't, let me just kind of fill you in. So what about Amberlyn Reed? Well, she recently deleted a lot of her lives. They're all gone. She also did a community post being very supportive of Emily. I've also heard through the grapevine that Emily, it would appear, has lost her RN license. And for those of you that are not nurses, there are different levels to being a nurse. CNA would be like the lowest level of being a nurse. Then you've got LPN, then you've got RN. So RN is one of the highest levels, and it takes a while to get there. There's a lot of schooling. There's a lot of money involved. So Emily has lost her license. I'm sure she's not happy about that. Also in the news, I just found out, courtesy of Twitter, that Rachel is going to be releasing her video today, as well as there's going to be a video from the ankle. So, excuse me. Man, this phone and the timing, I swear. Sorry about that. I'm shutting off the phone now. I apologize. I didn't know it was on. So, yeah, there's going to be 2 videos about Amberlyn Reed and Emily from the ankle and Rachel. I don't think Amberlyn's going to be very happy about them. I don't know what's going to be on them. I don't know what's going to be shown, but 2 new videos about that. So there's a whole lot of little bits and pieces to go with Chantal's React, and I want to go over it. So how about we just go straight to Twitter with the Twitter peeps and get started. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. I'm just making sure that I am where I need to be. Yes, I am. And there's also some fun stuff that I've been collecting as well. Okay, so let's see. Am I in the right place? I am. I got there real fast. Okay, so for those of you that are on Twitter that would like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I show you guys the peeps, so you guys can keep up with all the latest news. So, all right. This post is from Oh Silly, It's Lily, saying, Snowflake putting it into words perfectly said. Amberlynn Reed and Emily can go live happily ever after for all I care. Both are toxic blank AF. So here's Mr. Snowflake's take on the goings on back and forth between Amberlynn and Emily. What do you have to say, Mr. Snowflake?
Doesn't seem like Emily has come out with her story with me and with Rachel. Excuse me. It doesn't seem like she's come out with her story for the reasons Casey and Beck did. It feels like she's coming out with her story to win arguments. I could be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times before, I'm sure, but that's what it feels like to me.
And you know what, Mr. Snowflake? I would tend to agree with you because I'm sure Amberlynn and Emily, they go round and round as far as the arguments. They're both control freaks. They are both narcissists. They are both manipulative. So it would make sense that instead of arguing privately, as most people do, they're using social media to get back at each other and to get the one up. So I agree with what you're saying. I think they're carrying on publicly, like each of them trying to get control of the other. Like I see what you're dropping and I'm picking it up. Oh, silly. It's Lily says, in my opinion, Emily is to blame for losing her job and should not be an RN. Amberlynn Reed has been blasting crap for over a decade. Emily knew that. Emily is an adult with responsibility for her life and her choices. Agreed. Okay, so Narcissist Girl says, now Rachel, this is my Roman Empire. Ankle just uploaded too. So here's the post from Rachel. And she says, video coming tonight. It'll be about 10 p.m.-ish UK time. It's about 1 hour, 30 minutes. So like they're 8 hours ahead of us. Ankle says, I'm also out of timeout, video dropping in a bit. So they're both going to be dropping their videos around about the same time. Girl World Trash is, oop, someone got threatened with slander. Now, Kelly says, you wanted us to hate her for a few days ago. No matter what you say, we know your words are all lies. Don't forget you read us your journals. So here is the community post that Amberlynn Reed posted last night. This is all in favor of Emily. She says, I need to address something that's become a topic of conversation online. As you might have seen, there's been a lot of discourse between myself and Emily in which feelings were hurt and emotions controlled. I want to clarify an important point that I think may have been lost during the chaos. Emily, to my knowledge or belief, has never intentionally caused someone's health to decline, nor has she intentionally caused someone to unalive. I do not believe that she would ever want to cause someone's health to decline or to unalive. She has always shown care regarding my health and been a very caring person in that way. Any statement to the opposite effect does not align with what I believe about Emily at all. She has never deserved the kind of hate or accusations that have been happening in the past year and a half. Lastly, I want to remind my audience and the Reaction Channel audience that while the drama is entertaining to you, there are real people with real lives behind it. Please do not make this worse for anyone involved. To do so is harmful, not helpful. These past few days have been extremely painful for the both of us, and I need everyone to know that I will be continuing to take some time to pause, reflect, and focus on moving forward in a healthier way. Thank you to everyone who's shown kindness and understanding during this time. That post feels like it was written by someone else and not Amber. This does not sound like her at all. And as far as your thoughts, Amber, about, oh, she cares so much for me and she's always encouraged me in a healthy way, I strongly disagree, just because Emily has been behind you and encouraging you to do the Foodie content, which the two of you were actively selling. So how can someone who's wanting you to be healthy and promoting your health be encouraging you to do Foodie content and sell it at the same time? I mean, one thing does not look like the other. You know, like you can't sit there and say, I'm helping my partner get healthy. At the same time, you are praising their Foodie content and saying, do this Foodie content. As a matter of fact, in this feed, you guys are going to see something where, you know, Emily is putting out, oh, here's Amberlynn struggling to get out of my truck. you guys want the video, buy it from me. So how can someone who does that be promoting their person's health to be better? They can't. All right. Enigma 2025 says, if she hasn't left yet, she's not going to. It's 15 days before November 1st, and she said she wanted to be in Canada around November 1st. Well, we're just going to have to wait and see, girl world. This is a wait and see and be patient game. Nobody knows if she's going to leave when she says she's going to leave, if she's going to leave earlier, or she's not going to leave at all. But the closer it gets to the time when she's supposed to be leaving, the more she's going to get nervous and anxious, because the 31st is the put up or shut up time. It's either, are you getting on the plane or aren't you? I don't know. We'll just have to see, but we'll find out. All things will reveal themselves. Something fun from We Don't Deserve Cats saying, did you know in Japan, cats are so beloved that there's an entire island overrun by them. Aoshima, often called Cat Island. On this tiny fishing island in Ehime Prefecture, there are dozens of cats for every human resident. Oh, they love cats over there. I love that. That is awesome. And they're having a little parade or celebration about cats. I think that's fantastic. Also from We Don't Deserve Cats, my dad, who hates cats, with the kitten he found on the side of the road. Well, how can you not fall in love with that little fur ball? Look at it. And it obviously loves the man. That's going to be daddy cat right there. It's already gotten started. And it's marking the human with its scent. So, yep, it's cat distribution system works again. Now, this may be a little different, y'all, but I just had to include this in with the feed. So there is a channel that I'm subscribed to that I watch a lot. His name is Moist Critical. He's been around for a while. I don't know if you guys know Moist Critical. Moist Critical reveals that he's made $34 million off YouTube throughout his career. And he turned off donations as it didn't feel right, taking money from 9-to-5 workers. I think that's awesome. I mean, how much is enough? I guess Charlie, Moist Critical, is saying, I've made enough money. I'm good. And there's people out there that are struggling. They're struggling to pay their bills. They're struggling at work. So it just doesn't feel right to have this much money and take it from people that maybe need it a bit more. I think that's a great decision. I mean, $34 million, you don't need money. You're good if you're smart with it, which he obviously is. So here's some words from Charlie, Moist Critical.
Junior routine to a normal person who is actually working their ass off every single day in a 9-to-5 environment, grinding in the hopes of chasing the American dream. And then they'll come home, maybe turn on my stream and donate a couple of dollars to me. And it just doesn't sit right with me taking that kind of money, given what I've made from all of this. And I really should have just stopped this a long time ago, especially considering this is just the Twitch side of things. I told you, I'm going to show you my YouTube earnings. So be ready, because here it is.
And there it is. Wow. So Moist Critical, Penguin, Charlie, he's not only doing the YouTube thing, he's doing the Twitch thing as well. So he does very well, really well.
Huge fucking number, an unfathomable amount of money. From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $35.8 million. I never even imagined that amount of money was possible to earn without just being born rich. I have said from day one, I got incredibly lucky. I will never be able to put into words just how lucky I got with all of this shit here. I'm not special. I got lucky. I have always said that, and I still believe that to this day. Now, something I saw a lot of people asking after the video I made about turning off all the donation stuff is...
Yeah, look at all this, like the watch page ads. Look at all that money. He's done extremely well.
How much money I'm leaving on the table. And while it's kind of hard to show it on Twitch considering both subs and bits are technically still on, even though I discourage both and have bits at a point where I don't think it's even possible to use them, I still can't get like a hard number on what's like gone now or anything like that. But on YouTube, I can show you directly.
And what's interesting about Twitch and YouTube, I've heard that a lot of people who are on Twitch are moving over to YouTube just because Twitch is getting ridiculous. Like the overloading of ads during the streams, which are really annoying people, and the rules and the restrictions and the requirements to do Twitch streams. Like Twitch wants you to treat it like an 9 to 5 job and be there a lot in order to be part of their partner program. So a lot of Twitch people are moving over to YouTube because there's a lot less restrictions and requirements.
So with memberships and supers / gifts, I made over $1 million. Keep in mind, I've only had those things enabled for about a year. That was $1 million in a year.
Well, I support your decision to turn off the super chats and all that, Charlie. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people out there that are struggling that don't have mad money. So, and if you've got $34 million, you're set for a while, sir. So thumbs up to you for thinking about the hardworking man that's going out there and making their bills. I salute you, sir. I do. Going back to Chantal, Fondue Spiteful Beach says, can you imagine putting on cheap red lipstick to rage at the internet and laying on a concrete rubble-filled floor? You hear her attitude. When she goes to Canada, she's going to be a smug, miserable, rage-filled person. You deserve the worst. Well, as far as her being smug in Canada, let's wait and see on that, because I got a feeling when she gets back to Canada, she's not going to be smug for long, if she's smug at all. I feel like there's going to be some consequences to things that she has done and keeps doing. But again, we'll wait and see, y'all. We'll wait and see. And I can't breeze past all this. So dogs are family. He grew up too fast. Look at this beautiful boy. Ooh, those beautiful ice blue eyes and that chocolate brown fur. He's a lovely boy. And then Science Girl, baby horse under a year old, sees sea for the first time. Well, isn't he just having a good time? Look at him. He's in the wild. He's unrestricted. He's bathing himself in the sea. Life is good. And then this horse, nature is phenomenal. He is gorgeous, isn't he? Though, it kind of reminds me of a pinto horse, but it's not a pinto horse, I don't think, or it could be. But I love the spotty coloring. It kind of reminds me of a giraffe, but gorgeous boy. Cats that make you go awesome says, my girlfriend told me she'd dump me if I adopted this cat that was found a few blocks from our house. It's been a year. We're broken up and I've got a healthy, happy kitty. Well, I think you made the right decision. Anybody who's going to protest against adopting a kitten, you don't need that nuisance in your life. Get rid of them. Mrs. Robinson says, Chantal is flying back to Canada on the 29th. She slipped and told Salah, you have 12 days with me. Rule number 2. Well, you know what? I'm keeping in mind when it comes to Chantal that sometimes the things that we think are slips with her, it's deliberate plants. She might be throwing us a red herring because she knows how attentive the reaction channels are and Kiwi Farms is, and they listen for anything and everything. And she might be deliberately telling us something, leading us on a false trail when it's actually something different. So again, we'll wait and see. All right, so this is going to come up in topic of conversation, so we're going to discuss it here. So Blue Eyed Low and Day-to-Day Ray says, I've been a little out of the loop lately, but I noticed the past few streams, Tracy has been really fussing with other beezers in Foodie Beauty's chat. I caught these comments and figured I would share. So guess who was in Rev and Shani's chat? Tracy TX, one of Chantal's main mods. And what did Tracy say? She said, America is a white country. Now, Tracy has been saying, that's not me. That wasn't me. That was a troll account. I don't believe that to be true. I think it was the real Tracy, because Tracy's been caught before in other people's chats saying things. And it's really, really odd that if it is Tracy, don't Shani and Chantal have a disagreement between them? So why is one of Chantal's mods in Rev's chat? Why would you do that? Why would you cross the fence, Tracy? And as far as your comment about America being a white country, America is an everyone and everything country. Everybody is welcome here. Everyone. So you saying that is racist and disgusting. King Savoy says, excellent detectiveness from the fat cow finding Foodie bought a new dress, then pretended it was the same old Temu top from Thailand. Totally different stripes. Fat cow says, both worn the correct way around. Well, let's take a look. So this is the dress for in Kuwait. So what are the stripes across the chest? We got like a tan, orange, black, and like a beige. Interesting. The dress in Syria looks a lot different. Notice that the stripes on the Kuwait dress are a little bit smaller than the ones in Syria. And then you've got this white band going across her chest, which is not present over here. So Chantal, you actually ordered the same dress in a bigger size to accommodate your growing size and try to pass it off like you'd lost weight. But anybody with half a brain would figure out there's no way you could lose weight. You're not moving, you're not exercising, you're not decreasing your food. So how in the world are you losing weight? It's just not possible, ma'am. Okay. Enigma 2025 says her feeling sorry for Tracy isn't real. It's just a ploy she's doing because if anyone remembers, she was yelling at her before when she gave Milky a comment about her boobs and called her trash with other names. Tracy came back crying to her after Chantal went live. So let's look at this clip.
But yeah, if y'all want to come in and hang out, that's cool. If you want to make poke fun at me, whatever, but just leave my mods alone. Thank you. Yeah, we're adults here. We just want to bees and have fun. You know? Hey, October Rose. She takes things too personally. Well, I mean, yeah, people, I've seen it. People are actually like legit bullying her, so.
No, they're not bullying her. She's just running with her tail tucked between her legs because she got caught. She got caught saying something really awful in somebody else's chat. I don't know why she was thinking she could hide in somebody's chat, but she should know better because Girl World's eyes are everywhere. She got caught. And she's upset that she got caught, and she's upset that she's getting called out for it.
People, you know, I've seen a lot of things they've done to her, so I don't blame her. I mean, she's not.
And just a theory, I can't prove anything. I think Chantal is taking up for Tracy because Tracy might know some stuff on Chantal. And in my opinion, Tracy is kind of a loose cannon. It's about to be set all the way loose. And Chantal's afraid that if Tracy knows anything about Chantal, any kind of dirt, the first thing that Tracy would do is run right to a reaction channel in revenge. Like I'm sure that Teardrop, Tracy, there might be a few other people she talks to on a messenger service. They know things about her. And Chantal likes to keep control of people. So in order to keep the secrets and the dirt from getting out, let's just act like we give a crap. Right, Chantal?
A YouTuber. She's just somebody in my chat. Like, she just chats. She's not a YouTuber.
She wants to be a YouTuber, though. I mean, talk about needing attention. Tracy keeps going over to reaction channel chats and making herself known. She needs attention. When she's in Chantal's chat, she's like, Chantal, read my comment. Chantal, read my comment. This is someone who needs a lot of attention. She's just as bad as Chantal. She needs attention. And she gets very upset when Chantal doesn't give her attention or acknowledge her. she takes it personal. Rather than just be a mod and do mod things in the chat and be happy, she's like, I'm over here, Chantal. Look at me, look at me, look at me.
Christina. Also, Tansala. The mod, exactly, but that's like, why should she be attacked for that, ECP?
It was an awful comment, Chantal.
Give me a good reason. She's not a YouTuber. She's a mod. Big deal.
She's a mod who wants to be a YouTuber, who wants attention like a YouTuber.
Just because she's a mod, she should be bullied?
Okay, moving on from that clip. Let's see. What else we got here? Oh, here's another beautiful clip from Nature is Amazing. Seahorses rolling in the sand and swimming in the crystal clear waters of Niawatu Beach. I love this. I could sit here and watch this all day. Horses just being wild, happy horses. Oh, no, my heart. Antidepressant content, the way he is falling in love with the foster kittens. How could you foster them and not keep them? I keep them all. How could you let them go? The little furballs. I keep them all. I keep them all. And another thing that happened, revolving around Amberlyn Reed, Girl World Trash says, screw you, Amberlyn. You're never going to silence Girl World. So the thread on Reddit about Amberlyn has been banned. But you know what, Amber? There's going to be more threads. I'm not quite sure why you insist on going after people on Reddit. Is it because they find out things or they might spread information and you are desperately trying to shut people down before videos from Rachel and the ankle drop? Well, it's not going to work, but go ahead. Let's see. I love this. The spirit of Lorenzo the cat says, cat people, this is for you. Spot on. Cat people. Always, always, always cats over people. It's a half joke I tell at parties, but there's truth in it. Cats don't pretend. They don't say yes when they mean no. They don't smile when they're about to strike. They grant affection when they feel safe and retreat when they need space. And in those gestures, there's an honesty I crave. Loving a cat requires a respect for autonomy and a willingness to be okay with not always being the center of someone's world. In return, you get a connection that is real, not out of obligation, but out of choice. And that kind of mutual respect is something I'd pick every time. I love that. And I love that you said that. Thank you. And Emily posted something. Oh, silly, it's the lady says, yo, Emily, yes, we watch the receipts and most of us do enjoy ALR being read to filth. But make no mistake, most of us think you're an absolute blank piece of crap. Just because you're blank is subtle and non-confrontational doesn't mean that being that type of feedy is a fetish. Malarkey Meter says, more to come from Emily from her IG. So here's something that Emily posted saying, I want going to say anything more, but lies don't get the last word. Feelings can be intense, but they don't rewrite reality. This isn't about taking sides. It's about truth and transparency, evidence over accusations. Anyway, Rachel has an upcoming video that brings everything back to what matters, the truth, transparency, and context, backed by real receipts. Hopefully this will put an end to this nonsense. Well, I can't wait to watch the videos and see what's being said. I'm sure it'll be on Twitter once they are both out today. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. And we're going to start the react for Chantal. I would say a few minutes in. There's no need to go over every single second. And a little while later, she's going to go off about FFG. For now, we'll just we're starting about 22 minutes in and let's go.
Because we've been in contact, right? So if I catch it, I want it to be now so that I can recover before I have to travel. If I get sick right before travel day, yeah, Walking distance, probably like 3 to 4 kilometers away. It's not, we'd have to go into the city, kinda. There's like small little stores, but even that's pretty kind of far for me. Wash hands a lot. Yeah, I have been. Yeah.
And you know, I was watching this earlier and reacting to it earlier, and you know, just noticing like the first few minutes, because I started about 60 minutes in for the last one. You seem nervous, Chantal, and you're kind of letting it be known that you're kind of anxious because you're doing this a lot. You're rocking back and forth. That is a self-soothing technique when somebody's like rocking this way or back and forth. And it goes back to the time when you're a child and you're being rocked in the cradle. It's just something soothing. So why are you self-soothing while you're doing a live? There's no reason to be nervous unless you've got stuff on your mind and you're thinking about it while you're talking to people.
Taking vitamin C and zinc now. Yeah, someone else told me that too. I gotta do that. No, I don't know. I don't know how to talk to them. Super chat cat. He does that. We saw that picture of you with no hijab. Doesn't bug me.
Really? The picture doesn't bug you? Then why'd you go after French Fry Girl? She was talking about the picture. The stream was removed halfway through. If it didn't bug you, why did you react that way? And Chantal, you were watching that stream. You were watching and you knew the stream that she was going to react to. You got rid of it or you privated it so she couldn't react to it. She still had a copy, which I'm sure made you double mad because you were trying to get at her for some reason. If it didn't bother you, why did you react? Those who are unbothered do not react. Those that do react. You talk about other people and how they look. You age shame. You shamed a lot of people for their looks. Yet there was a cam slip. And you're saying now it didn't bother me, but it did. Obviously it did.
Drink lots of orange juice. Yeah, I know.
Like, I will never forget, people were, back during Cracked Olympics, people were urging Chantal to fire up StreamYard and maybe do a panel with the Beezers. She had never used StreamYard before. She fired up StreamYard and she forgot that StreamYard didn't have filters. She saw herself without her filters on and she hated it. She shut off the stream within 60 seconds. And she's so used to seeing the filtered version of her face that the real version, she wasn't even ready for it.
I have to take care of myself before travel day, especially like I didn't eat. I took insulin, like
Lies. How are you getting insulin? Are you getting black market insulin? Because there's nobody there that will give it to you. And how in the world are you keeping the insulin refrigerated if you got to turn off the power? How is that even possible? I mean, you told us a while ago you weren't taking insulin anymore. Then all of a sudden you're popping up with insulin? From where and from who?
I have to really be careful. I'll just have something small that's like healthy so it doesn't upset my stomach. Nobody cares but the haters, right? Whatever. They probably thought it was like a huge aha moment.
It was. It was an aha moment. Just because you've gone after other people's looks and you swear that you're prettier than 90% of the people on YouTube, you go after the reactors, you say how ugly they are, that they're all fat. You called me no chin pondu, and I'm okay with that, Chantal. I'll rock with that. But you got after a lot of people. So it kind of was an aha moment.
I don't care. You didn't see the hijab slip, Tracy? It's like all over YouTube.
And Twitter. Don't forget about Twitter.
Whatever.
And you know what? A lot of people are focused on the fact that she did not have her hijab on. But this is something that I found a bit offensive. Everybody's so focused on the face reveal. One thing that bothered me was Chantal was, I guess, sitting in her room in her bra. Did anybody catch that? I mean, that part of the picture? Look at the bottom part of the picture again. Miss Mama is sitting there in her room in her bra. She didn't have a shirt on. She was just lounging about in her bra. And there are other people in the house. And if you guys look at the picture again, what is behind her? An open window. The blinds aren't even drawn. So like the blinds were like all the way. Open window, and she's laying on her bed, I guess, in her bra. Live streaming. That part bothered me. The fact that she's sitting there half naked with the window blinds not closed, streaming, like when anybody could see her. And there are children around.
I know. And what if it was like somebody who really was like affected by it? Like they just don't care about other people. I know, you've seen me every single way. Like, I don't care at this point.
You know, one thing about Foodie that I've noticed and I'd like to point out, she's one of those people that when she's the butt of the joke, she will try to play it off like she's in on the joke. Like, yeah, I meant that to happen. That's okay. I meant for that to happen. She's acting like she's in on the joke when she's the butt of the joke.
I didn't strike anybody.
Lies, you did too.
And I can prove that even on my strike.
Oh yeah? Where's the receipts? How can you prove that? Show us some receipts.
I haven't striked anybody in a while.
Or maybe you are telling the truth. Maybe you didn't strike Frenchie. Maybe you had somebody else do it for you. Because we know your history of using other people to do your dirty work. So did you have somebody else do it on your behalf, Foodie? You might have.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, I could go for a friggin'... What would I eat right now? Cheeseburger would be good.
And the food talk is getting more and more amped up. The closer it gets to the time of her leaving Syria, the more she's been talking about food, talking about food, talking about food. She's going to get back to Canada and she's going to put herself in the emergency room, guaranteed. You can't take somebody who's an extreme food addict that's been away from their fast food for gosh knows how long, drop them in the middle of Canada, surrounded by fast food restaurants, and expect them not to indulge. They will. Just because they're there. She can't resist the temptation. And she's going to use every excuse and reason in the world to indulge. I can already hear her in my head. She's going to say, you guys don't understand. I'm here without Salah and I'm really lonely and I just want to bees and I want to feel better. She's going to justify what she's doing. And the feedies that are in her chat are going to encourage her because that's their entertainment, is watching her feed her face. And there's a lot of feedies in her audience that encourage that behavior. There's too many. So they're in line with that toxic, addictive narrative that she's got going on. They'll back it up. They'll fund it. They'll send her money for it because that's what they want to see. And she's there to cater to them.
Like fries. Puts in.
Like, look at her. She's already forming a grocery list of things she's got to eat when she gets back to Canada. Fries, poutine. Like, she's going down a list of things that she's planning already on eating, and she's not even there.
Yeah, I'm the lot. I don't care at all. I was just, and then I was just like, it was an accident, you know? Like,
I don't know about that. She's claiming that the slip was an accident. I'm not so sure. I mean, Amberlynn Reed has been getting a lot of attention lately, and I'm sure that's been bothering Chantal, and I'm sure that it bothers her to know that reactors are reacting more to Amber. But that's her fault because she's in Syria. She's not doing anything. She's not saying anything react worthy. There's stuff going on with Amber, so of course people are going to pivot over to Amber. So she knew she had to do something to get the attention back on herself. So let's do a accidental slip. And I'm sure she's mad about, revealing herself in Syria. I'm sure she wanted to save that for Canada for like a big reveal and make more money. But that's what she did. She let the cat out of the bag early to get the attention back on herself.
people off, doesn't it? I have 0 kids. I'm responsible for myself. Yep. He's pretty happy in Syria. Yeah, I think so too. I don't feel guilty about shit. I just find it stupid when people comment that kind of thing. Like, it's so stupid. Like, nobody is responsible for the happiness of anyone else. And furthermore,
I'm glad you said that, Foodie. No one is responsible for the happiness of anyone else. Somebody clip that. Somebody hold on to that. No one is responsible for the happiness of anyone else. That includes you. That includes you. No one is responsible for your happiness. No one's responsible for your life. If you screw up, if you decide you want to leave Canada to go to Syria and give up the place where you live and your roommate and your cats and your possessions, go to the Middle East for 3 years, get yourself to a place where you're lacking in money. No one is responsible for you to fix your mistakes. No one should have to give you their money so that you can start your life all over again. Remember that you said that. No one is responsible for anyone else's happiness.
Pete was extremely happy living with me.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't that happy. He stayed in his room a lot because you turned the entire house into a recording studio. And it was also a trash pile, which, to be fair, Chantal, there are 2 people living there. Both of you should have been taking care of that mess. I mean, that was stupid. It was out of control, that mess. It was disgusting. It was horrible. You lived that way, and you had your pets live that way. He wasn't happy, though. I'm sure he was happy with you paying the bills and paying the rent, but he wasn't happy.
Up until I got in that abusive relationship.
Oh, we're going to go there now? We're really going to go there this time? I think the abuse went both ways. It wasn't just him, it was you too. You both were going back and forth with each other. You're both stupid. You're both grown people. Both of you could have said no to each other and cut it off, and neither one of you did. And you just kept it going for different reasons. You're both responsible for that drama. You, ma'am, I don't care how many times you say it was an abusive relationship. You weren't living with Natter. He wasn't living with you. He had his own place. You had your own place. You had the villa. You had your car. You had your income. You could have stayed away anytime you wanted to. Every time you saw Natter, you had to go over to his house to spend time with him. And then when he went to Montreal to live with Dee Dee, you were driving 2 or 3 hours out of your way one way and 2 or 3 hours back because you wanted to see him. He didn't even stay in Gatineau when he moved. He went to Montreal. That should have been a big hint that he didn't want to see you anymore, and you kept it up. So if he was such an abusive person, why were you following him to Montreal, continuing to see him, sneaking off to motel and hotel rooms and spending time with him and getting caught seeing him? We remember your reflection in the barbecue grill knob, ma'am. We remember. We're like Pepperidge Farm over here. We remember. We don't forget.
The early villa days were awesome. And if we live together again, it will be fun again. So.
And you know what? If Pete moves in with Chantal, he's a fool. He is a fool. He's a straight up fool. Anything could happen to her at any time. Her health is just that bad. What if he moves in with Chantal and something medical happens to her? Then what? He went all in. And then he's going to pay all the bills and the rent himself. Is he going to be able to? I don't know. But I wouldn't be putting all of my trust in her, not knowing how she is, what her money is, what she's going to pay. There's no guarantee of money coming in. There's no guarantee that she's going to be healthy the next week later. Oh, no. Like, she's a wild card. He's going to do what he's going to do. But the smartest decision for him would be to stay away from her.
I can't find it.
Like, I guarantee you, if they move in together, if he's working still, she's going to be going to him wanting his paycheck. Always borrowing money. Pete's, can I have this? Pete's, can I have that? I want to do a mukbang. She's going to drain his check.
Which one? About the lady going to the bathroom? I saw that one. Tim Hortons kind of sucks. They've been sucking kind of for a while. Probably suffers from some mental illness. Can you guys hear me? I don't like talking for nothing. Fucking internet. Can you hear me? I hate the internet. Okay. So, which the internet...
It's not the internet that's a problem with her. It's the fact that there are kids around. There's the motor cars outside. But she chose to go outside and do this.
It will be fine for Salah because he, you know, maybe Pete's needs, like, you know, like a good friend, somebody to like, because honestly, I think the main source of depression is just having no life, like just literally staying inside for like days, you know, only goes out for groceries once a week.
That kind of sounds like you. You stay in the house and you don't go anywhere. So you're pointing a finger at Pete and saying the source of depression is staying in all the time, not going anywhere. But isn't that what you do? And do you think it'd be healthy for him to live with you? Considering the way that you are, you're dominant, you're pushy, you're a bully, you control everything. Honestly, would it be healthy for him to move in with you? Are you the healthiest person to be around right now? No, absolutely not. If you're not healthy for yourself, how can you be a healthy influence to another person? You can't. You really, really can't. You guys lived together before, and you guys brought out the worst traits in each other. You both became unhealthily dependent, codependent on each other. It wasn't good for either one of you.
Has a very, you know, mundane routine, doesn't talk to many people in real life, doesn't...
She's describing herself.
Go do anything exciting. He has to live, you know? So... yeah. No, exactly. I realize that. Like me, like it's cutting out. Okay, Sam or Ham, go out and come back in. That should fix it. He's always out with his family. Salah? No. He sees them quite frequently, but he always invites me.
No, he doesn't. And why would he invite you? You don't want to go. You don't want to spend time around the family. You don't like to be around people.
But I just, I don't like to be with as many people as often as he does, and that's fine. He can go, I can stay. We have to get used to being apart anyway. But, yeah, I think that's a big part of the problem. And I think some of his depression will lay up once we, and yeah, he wants to definitely have a job and contribute. I realize that's healthier for him. Like, I don't mind. Yeah, Bill.
Of course, you want him to get in the house and have a job and contribute. A, because you don't want to be entirely financially responsible for him, which I understand. But also, if he's got a little extra money in his pocket and you need money because you spent all your money on food, you want an extra income in the house you can borrow from.
I don't mind helping him out, and like, I have to pay rent anyway. I would freeloading, but for him, it's a healthier dynamic if he's also contributing. So yeah, I get that. Why did we split up? I wasn't in love anymore, so.
Are you leaving something out? You're leaving out the part where you cheated on Pete several times. And Pete cared about you so much, he actually told you, I don't care if you sleep with other people, just don't leave me. And you left not once but twice. And one of those 2 times you left him for BB. That's one of the main reasons why Pete had kind of a grudge against BBJ, even though it wasn't her fault. BBJ's original name was Casey. Casey was a cat that Chantal and Pete got together. But when Chantal went with BB, she changed Casey's name to BBJ, short for BB. So when she came back to Pete's and renamed the cat, even though it doesn't make any kind of sense, Pete had a grudge against poor BBJ just because the name was different and reminded him of the person that she cheated with and she left him for.
Syrians are way more big group gatherings people than us Beezers, yeah. So, we'll see what happens. I'll be settled in anyway for a while. I gotta settle in and everything.
Okay, she's about to go inside for a minute, and this is the part where she kind of starts talking about Frenchie. And we got the red lipstick.
Bill, yeah, I plan on helping him with those things. He needs help. Like, he's not really good at, like, he has a lot of really bad anxiety. It takes him forever to do things for himself. Like, I'm like that too, but not as bad. Thank you. He needs a doctor. I need to get him a doctor. Maybe one who will help him with the whole, transitioning stuff. Like, he needs somebody to help him with stuff.
And you're going to be that person? Because I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. Can y'all? She won't even go to the doctor for herself. She's not going to encourage Pete to be healthy. She doesn't want him healthy. She wants him sick. As long as he's sick in some way, she can take advantage.
Yeah. The tacky is beautiful. I do have a modest swimwear. Yeah, I've always had contact with them, and when I would go to Canada, we would see each other.
Wrong. Lies.
Just keep it under wraps. We don't need people, And Salon knows. He knows Pizza's like my family, He's like my, like, I know he sees me as his BFF, but I see him as family. Like,
You know, it's funny how, like, the entire time that she was in the Middle East, she barely mentioned Pete's, and she certainly wasn't in his chat. Now that she's about to go back to Canada and she needs a place to stay and she needs some help, suddenly she's talking about Pete's all the time. Weird, huh?
hey, Kaneda. Yeah. That's why I get so annoyed. Like, I get so annoyed when people are like, oh, you ruined his life. Like, I really care about this person.
You do? You cared about this person. Chantal, you put him in debt. You ruined his credit. When you left the villa, you left him with $5,000 in damages, but you cared about him so much. And when BB kicked you to the curb, you ran to Pete's because without Pete's, you wouldn't have been able to find a decent place to live because of your bankruptcy. You used Pete's to get into the villa. His name was on the lease, not yours. But you love him so much, right? Sure you do.
A lot. I would never do something like that. You know? They age me. I don't care if I look older. Yeah, there are people who pretend to be Tracy.
Why would anyone pretend to be Tracy?
Yeah. I don't think so, Tracy. I would just ignore it because the more you entertain it, Tracy, and the more it shows that it bothers you, the more they're going to do it because they're sadistic. Yeah. I saw Farrah's saying you're the gaining ground. Yeah, she's just mad. Like, he did a huge expose yesterday. The gaining ground. You guys should go check it out. She's not worth my time. Like, honestly, I can't be bothered. I really don't care what she thinks about me.
Again, you're contradicting yourself. First, you said you were unbothered by people seeing the picture of you uncovered, and yet you reacted to it. You're saying, I don't care what people say about me. So if you don't care, why are you watching reactors so closely and paying attention to what they say? Unbothered people don't act like they're bothered. You're the most bothered person I know.
If just existing bothers people, I mean, hey, I'm doing something right. If you're a gamer, it's impossible, yeah. I don't know. I'm just, you know. Right, Christina. Love your attitude. Thank you, Seely. Takes a long time to try to get like that. I need to refresh again. I'm not always like that, Seely. Sometimes things bother you, but... Really, Nicky Nack? Yeah, he's a nice guy. He can call things out like about me without being disrespectful and insulting. Like, he's an intelligent, normal person. Thank you, Teardrop. Hello. What have you got playing? The internet. I woke up and texted and he's like, hey, Snorlax. I'm hungry. He's easily pleased with food though. Like me, I'm like, he had eggs. I don't want eggs. So I don't know how much longer I can handle it. Eggs make you gag. Hey, Anastasia. Thank you. Or something like that. So that'll be fun. Mike, will you really be able to do all that? I don't know. I'm going to force it. I think I'll be okay. Hopefully. Can't wait for Halloween in Canada.
Like somewhere in here, she's raging about Frenchie. I'm looking for that part. I really don't care about any other part. Like, I'm here for the spicy stew, darlings, not the bland stuff with no seasoning. Like, where's the spice? We need the spice up in here.
That's near where the hijab store is. Near the hijab store, the Islamic store, because there's a lot of multicultural things there going.
Blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
Yep. When I first saw Salah, I was just like, oh my gosh, he's handsome. Like, he's like the first guy I've been with that I was like, wow, he's handsome. And he's like, you know?
You said the same doggone thing about Natter. I mean, how much did you used to brag about Natter? He's got washboard abs, he's got an athletic body, and he looks like Jerry Seinfeld. And we saw him and said, what the F? We couldn't believe it. Like all this talking that you did about Nads, and we're like, what? Like, what are you seeing that we're not seeing? You say the same thing about all the men you're with.
No one else in my life I ever felt that way. I'm immediately attracted to. Swordfish, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Once again, bringing up the person that she claimed caused her harm when she doesn't have to.
Anybody in my past, I was like, look like the guy from Eraserhead. Which guy? No, even the main character is normal looking compared. It is pink, possibly. Congrats. It's a lot of work, yeah. Hey, Jen Marie. He has a big support system, yeah. He, if anything, like, I'm the one who was like, I'm not happy. We have to, you know, I have to go back to Canada for good. So.
Chantal, you don't leave men, they leave you. And you're a tourist in the Middle East. You're a tourist. You're not a resident. You're not a citizen. You're a tourist. You'd have to go back anyway. What do you mean that it was your decision? You have to go. You're on a visa. You cannot overstay or you're going to get in trouble. So what is this story about? I'm the one making the decision. It's all me. I chose to do this. No, you don't really have a choice.
It's a big lifestyle change.
Yeah, I imagine going from acting like a child for 3 years and having to be an adult all over again is going to suck, but that's life.
And when I look back, maybe it was never super easy. I just tolerated it more because I really wanted it to work out, you know? This is not bullet holes, this is just paint chipped. Needs a paint job. Internet. Yeah. Hey, Jen Marie. I don't know if you heard my hi. Hello, everybody. I don't know because it cuts out. I don't know if you heard my hi. Is that a hair? So, anyway, that's why we say bae and our lovey-dovey and yeah. The thirsty ladies.
Sure, he
won't be paying
won't.
attention to anyone from the internet. Resentment piles up after a while. The pile's too big to clear away. But yeah, you gotta end things on a good note.
Chantal,
Yeah.
you are a narcissist or you have narcissist qualities. And in every story, a narcissist has to be the hero or the victim. So since this part of your story, and by the way, y'all, stories can be made up, and she makes a lot of hers up. In this story, you're going to find the angle that makes you look the best. You don't want to leave Syria on the note of like, he dumped me, or he doesn't want me anymore, or I don't have the money to pay him. You're going to pick the angle that makes you look the best. You're going to find a way to make yourself look as good as you possibly can. So the angle for this direction is, I'm going to make it seem like this is my decision. I'm going to go home. This is my choice. That way it looks like you initiated everything, when the reality is you have to go and you can't stay there anymore. And your money is dropping rapidly. You can't afford to be with him and pay him. If you want to make money during the holiday season, you have to come back. There is no other choice.
I mean, maybe intrusive thought. I don't know. He's gonna be free to do what he wants. It's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be babysitting him. I'm gonna be worrying about my life. Jen. Oh, that scared me. What they're talking about, teardrop. Like, what? Can you make sense when you're rambling or what?
Oh,
Kuwait. I did have some really good times there. Yeah. I really do love Kuwait as a country. It was really nice. The people from Pause can get bent. Honestly. I hope you're watching and I hope you hear that. And teardrop, that's what I thought. I'm trying to make sense. But other than that, everything else was awesome. Yeah, I really had a nice time. People always treated us with respect, and I have some really good memories there. It's a beautiful country. They really, F Pause. F them all the way. Else, I was watching your expose gaining ground. If you want some funny friggin' reactions, go watch breast cancer because they voted Trump. Yeah, you should see the screenshots. They're disgusting. Christina, they're on Gaining Ground's channel. Can someone link Gaining Ground's channel? Juice from Toulouse. Juice is from Toulouse. She eats croissant. True, Jen. Christina from Flint. Projection, a new fragrance by Fairview. Live has a recap of it all, including her second life crap. Oh, there you go. Yeah, live streams. She has Gore World fooled. But most of the reactors in Gore World are shit, just like her, so... I mean, none of them are virtuous, moralistic people.
We don't portray ourselves that way. But the thing is, you do. You do.
No offense, but... Actually, extra offense. I'm friggin' hungry. What should I make in the meantime? Christina. You've never heard of her before now. That, at the end of the day, I know I still look better than you.
Oh, we're talking about FFG now. This is the part that I was looking for.
But looks aren't everything. At least, a pack of cigarettes stuck in her throat. It's true. I dressed up as a decaying corpse for Halloween and they thought I was Farrah.
Oh, Lord. Who are these people in her chat? This person, King Yu, says, Chantal, please, I'm dying right now. One thing Chantal can do is read someone. She can't read anyone. The only thing that Chantal can read is a menu. She can't read anybody. She created an entire channel called Chantal reacts back, and she never posted anything because she knew she'd get dragged for filth.
Oh, there you go, YouTube lover. I need a snack. I'm getting hangry. Kingu. I'm being factual. Hey, Scapegoat. I'm just being factual. Yes, because Danny DeVito as the Penguin has those skinny legs. I don't have skinny legs.
They were comparing the hairstyle, Chantal, and you know that. Stop trying to dance your way around the issue. They were comparing the hairstyle of Danny DeVito.
I'm just like a ball. I'm more like a egg without legs. Years ago, she showed herself, yeah. At Shannon's that one time, it was scary. It was like, okay. Dude, you're not pretty either. What are you talking about someone else's looks for? I'm sorry, but you don't look at that person and go, oh, she's so beautiful. But here she is shitting on people, how they look. Like, please.
The person you're talking about is not saying that they're prettier than 90% of people on YouTube and going after people saying, I am the prettiest reactor and everybody else is ugly. You, ma'am, are on your channel saying all the reactors are old and fat and ugly and you age shame people. That's the difference. Putting off this attitude of you're better than everyone, you're more attractive than everyone, you have more of everything than everyone, when the truth is you have less than most of us. Okay, your life is a mess. Your finances are a mess. Your health is a mess. Your mental health is a mess. You need a lot of help. And help is available. You don't want it by choice, your choice. You don't want the help. You don't want to be better. You want to be worse. And you want to get attention being worse.
Please get some self-awareness. Like, who? FFG. She's, would you say she's a pretty person objectively? Like, seriously.
Would anybody say you're a pretty person? Because I would say you're ugly. And before anybody comes for me, let me explain that. There are different kinds of beauty. There's outside beauty and inside beauty. And Chantal, you get a whole lot of inner ugly. Lots of inner ugly. That is just horrible. Girl, you could eat all the makeup in Sephora and it still would not fix that ugly. And that inner ugly comes outside. You get an ugly attitude. It stinks. It absolutely stinks. Your attitude is ugly. Your manners are ugly. The way you deal with people is ugly. It's all just doggone ugly.
I'd rather have a double chin than a gullet. That'd be right. Like,
Chantal, you better not talk about anybody having chin fat. Ma'am, you look like you got a built-in neck pillow around your neck. Quit it. Quit it.
so people, like, people are like, huh, like, this person is making fun of you for your slip up. I don't give a shit. Like, look
And why did you strike at her if you don't care?
at the source. Like, yeah. Would you be offended by someone that looks like that making fun of your looks?
You know what, Chantal? There's no winning with you. If somebody is a little bit overweight and they're reacting to you, you're going to come for them. If they're really overweight, you're going to come for them. If they're skinny, you're going to say they have no right to talk about me because they're skinny. You're always going to find a justification of this reactor cannot react to me. And you're going to use weight, age, whatever. Like, there's no perfect reactor that you would approve of.
No. If they can sit and make fun of others, they need the feedback as well. Exactly. She's the cackling witch, yeah. According to BS beauty standards, no. According to just your eyes.
What?
And I'm not just saying that because I can't stand the person. I objectively find her repulsive looking.
Then stop looking at her. and stop going to her channel and watching her stream, stupid. My grandma said, if you don't like it, don't look. Don't pay attention. If you're looking at it and you're listening to it, you must like it somehow. I mean, if there's something somewhere that you don't like, why be around it? But yet you constantly put yourself around it.
So you can make fun of me all you want. I feel the same about you. That's all I gotta say. Did Farrah Felcher really send you that email about losing weight? I remember somebody sending me that email, but I don't have it. But I remember that email. It was so it was so mean girl, high school. You could tell the person hates themselves. If you hate yourself, if you have to, you only love yourself if you look a certain way. You know what I mean? And
Chantal, let's be real and let's keep it honest. You don't like yourself. You don't like yourself. You are ashamed of the way you look. You don't like the weight on your body. You're trying to find new and creative ways to cover it up or conceal it. Even back during Crackhead Olympics, even when you were 200 pounds lighter, you were starting to feel a little bit of embarrassment about your weight. You're using the filters. You would take the turtleneck of your shirts and pull them up to your chin because you didn't like your chin. You would stay in the car. If you went to the park, you didn't want to get out of the car and walk around if there were anybody around. I mean, there was an element of embarrassment and shame even then. And I'm sure it's still prevalent today. You just don't want to show how you look. You're not confident with yourself.
have to compare yourself to others. You hate yourself. Don't fool yourself. You're lying to yourself. 100%. If you have to shit on a fat person every day to feel better about your pathetic existence, you don't love yourself.
Well, then explain your attitude towards people that are older and people who are mothers. You seem to have a special hatred in your heart for mothers. So explain that. Why do you hate mothers so much? What's with that? Why do you hate moms so much? You don't like children, but you don't like anybody who's a mother. You go for their motherhood. You go after their children. Why?
Yeah, she is Teardrop. I don't know her personally. She thinks so. She likes to act that way. But no. No. Sorry, I didn't know any of these people personally except for Shannon.
You know what's crazy? This comment in the chat. Naomi says, it's just shocking because the way she looked when she started reacting to you to that day, it was only a couple of years later, and that's how bad she looked. Naomi, I invite you to go look at old videos of Chantal during Crackhead Olympics, how she looked then. She was in the 400s. She was a bit smaller. And that was just a few years ago. And then look at her videos currently, how her body has changed. She's about 200 pounds heavier. She's lost a lot of her mobility. And that's not shocking that in a space of just a few years, somebody's gained about 200 pounds to the point where they're nearly immobile. So before you come to about any reactor, talk about, oh, they've gained a little bit of weight, they look different now. You better go look at the queen that you're subscribed to and what's going on with her. Just go look. Do your research. Go look. Watch her videos during Crackhead Olympics. You'll see a marked difference in her appearance and her movements. She was a lot more mobile then, not so much now.
Really, YouTube lover? That's scary. Hey, Sippy. She is Teardrop. Hope they know skinny or fat. Once you hit 50, your neck chin starts sagging. Can it start early?
And it doesn't escape me, y'all, that Chantal is saying all this mess when she knows that FFG is on a strike, and that's exactly why she's saying it. She knows that Frenchie can't react to her right now.
Earlier than that. Yes, I have, Michaela, because she showed up at my fashion show. That's how I ran into her in person.
Yeah, about that. So why did that happen, Chantal? Why don't you tell the story? If you don't want to tell it, I'll tell it. You opened your mouth on YouTube about the fashion show. Nobody would have known you were doing it had you not said anything. You did it to brag because you were bragging about walking a catwalk for the first time in your life. You told everybody about the fashion show. Everyone. And that's how she knew. And then when she showed up at the fashion show, did you take the moment to get in her face? No. You invited her out for poutine. So there was your moment to do a face-to-face confrontation. You did not do it. You chickened all the way out. You're one of those people, you talk tough behind a monitor and a keyboard, but when it's time to back up what you say, you don't do it. You're a coward.
She came there being one of the fattest people there.
Excuse me? No, that would be you.
And ugliest, making fun of all the people there for being fat.
Not also true. Not true. She didn't make fun of the ladies there. No.
Get a life, grow up. I can't YouTube lover, no. Your boils hit the floor? She smelled like cigarettes and like cheap laundry detergent.
Imagine how you smelled.
I about died. Yeah, I didn't know how to react. I was like, I'm just gonna let it go. Your boobs, oh.
And I also remember that Chantal was angry because Frenchie did her stream before Chantal could post anything about the fashion show. But that's Chantal's fault. Chantal got home from the fashion show and didn't post a video or anything for quite a while. Like she went home, she smoked a little bit, I guess, and then went to bed. So she had footage and she sat on it. And then Frenchie went live and Chantal was mad about it because she didn't get to the table first. And again, that is her fault for not being quick on the draw.
She have bald spots. I don't know. Her hair was like slick. You saw pictures of it, didn't you? Her hair was like slicked back. I have no idea. Yes, Michaela, that's right. It was like kind of like a public thing anyway, but like...
Right. It was public, not private.
I think it was open to the public, but...
Yep. And how did you get into that fashion show, Chantal? Why don't you tell the rest of the story? You told the designer that you were a big YouTuber with a great big channel. So that designer thought, oh, that means you'll bring lots of people. And you didn't bring lots of people. There was hardly anybody there.
But... yeah, there was something else. You know?
You know what's crazy? There are people in Chantal's chat claiming that FFG is obsessed over Chantal. I find that wild. That is crazy work. That the people in her own chat are saying, like, she's obsessed with you when they're obsessed with her. She's got some obsessive people in her chat. And some of them take it further. They're not only obsessed with her, they're obsessed with her feeding her face. and funding her addictions. Calling somebody else obsessed while they themselves are obsessed and they're funding her addictions, that is crazy work.
It's great, right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, super nice to my face. Yes.
And you were super nice to her face.
Yeah.
Where was the big bad tough Chantal then?
Yes, right. I was nice to her too, because when you're with someone in person, it's different.
Yeah, you can't talk trash behind a keyboard and get away with it. When you're face to face with somebody, you got to be accountable for your words and your actions. Doesn't that suck?
And she was respectful when she was there. So, but the whole time, she's like a
So now you're contradicting yourself. First, didn't you just say that she was making fun of everybody in the fashion show? You just said that. You just said she was making fun of everybody, making a scene, yet she was being nice. So which is it? Was she being nice or was she being disrespectful?
two-faced snake. Like her whole thing was to make money and like to make fun of everybody there.
Again, crazy work. You getting mad because somebody was there to get some footage and make some money. At the same time, you get on YouTube and you do what to make money? You monetize your addictions. You grift your beezers. You're looking down your nose and you're spitting at somebody for making money. And look at the way that you make money by scamming and conning people out of theirs.
No, she didn't. Two-faced, yeah. Please wear a cute wig for Halloween. I like Pete's too, but he has mean people in his chat. Yeah, I know. I don't understand. He called someone a bitch yesterday. Some Rebecca loser, like, tells me off every time I come in there. Hey, Belle. So he was like, don't be a bitch. I would do that. I would tell people off if they made fun of him. You know, if someone's your friend, like, what do you...
Chantal, you kind of made fun of Pete's on your own. So you'll kill off other people for making fun of Pete's, but yet you'll make fun of Pete's.
think? Like, honestly, he says, you know, I'm the best friend. If you know, anyway, why would you think that anyone would have a problem with me being in the chat? Like, whatever.
Because it's not your chat. See, here's a problem, Chantal. You go to Pete's chat and you try to take over. You want to be the star. You want to be the center of attention. And it's his chat. People are in there to talk to him, not to you. It is not your chat. You want to be the center of attention on a chat? Go on your own doggone channel. You want to go in Pete's chat and take over and have all eyes on you. And you want to be able to tell people what to do and what to say. And there are people in Pete's chat that actually do care about him, unlike you. You don't care about Pete's. The only thing you care about with Pete's is his wallet, what's in his wallet, what he can give you, or what he can do for you. It's all about resources and holding on him in case he's got resources that you need. You don't have friends because you don't know how to be a real friend. And I feel the only reason why Pete considers you a friend is because he's never had a real friend. So he's got something to compare everything to. Obviously, he's never had a real friend, because if he did, he'd know that you're a rotten person. You're a rotten influence. You're toxic. You're codependent. You're jealous. You're insecure. You're controlling. You're dominating. And you're just no damn good.
And that's a good example of why you can't tell people when you're landing at an airport or where you live, right? I think people would probably just take pictures and make fun of them, whatever. I see people be mean to Chantal in there. Yeah, I know. I see people who are like the biggest haters. They go in there like
Chantal, you expect that when you walk into Pete's chat, everybody is there. Everyone there has to kiss your butt. Oh, Chantal is here. The queen is here. Let's all bow down and worship her. It's not your chat. People are not there for you. They are there for him. They're there to talk to him. And you should be respectful and understand that when you go into somebody else's chat, the spotlight is on them, not on you. I have a channel. I go into other people's chats and I'm part of the crowd, and I like talking to people and conversing with people and joking around with people. I have a good time in other people's chats. I like being part of a crowd. And then I like being on my channel. But you, wherever you go, you want to be the star. Spotlight is all yours. You just don't know how to be part of a group of people and have a good time.
Do you not have a life? Like, you wouldn't care about Pete, some of those haters, unless if I wasn't in that chat sometimes. The minute they see me go in that chat, they fly over there like a bunch of friggin' insects. Like, I just block them. I don't see what they say. Yeah. Whatever. A Sims I hate Sims. You know what? I'm just going to admit I don't like that game, Anna Loverly. I don't like it. He feels bad if he blocks. Really, Harley? It's nice, Cowpat.
Yeah, that's something that makes her really angry. That if she goes in there, that Pete's won't block everyone that's going against her. And again, not her chat, not her playground, not her rules.
Hey, Miranda. Thank you. I have to use the washroom, okay? That's like her magnum opus. How embarrassing. Cuba Rage was funny. You missed the Rage live, really? Cuba was fun getting up and you know, going to the beach. And I enjoyed that.
You know what I enjoyed most about the Cuba Rages, Chantal? A couple of things. The first thing that I enjoyed was you were so high on your horse that the mask was completely off. The real Chantal was in full effect, and people could see how awful you were. You were so high on your horse that you actually told your beezers to their faces how manipulative you are. We'll remember the quote that you said that night. You said, I will manipulate the F out of you and then come online the next day and be sweet as pie and you'll eat it up. You confessed to being a manipulative person and controlling people with how manipulative you could be. I enjoyed that. The mask being off and people seeing you as you were. The second thing that I enjoyed, remember what you said during during Cuba? You were complaining about the money you were making. You said, I have so much money and I hate money. And the universe heard you and said, oh, really? Well, this little problem of yours, let's help fix that. And here we are. Funny how you can sometimes manifest things without meaning to.
And I'm not excusing it, but like the people in my chat would come in and purposely instigate and say nasty things or things to like instigate a rage. That's what they want.
Well, that's because if you're not raging, you're not interesting. And you're right. There are people that sometimes get in your chat and they poke at you because they want to see you get fired up. That's when things are the most interesting. And that's sometimes when you tell the most truth. If you're not raging, you're not telling the truth, and you're probably lying and telling ridiculous fake stories. That's why.
Literally, anytime there's like a rage, they're like, ooh, a rage. Everyone rages, especially when you're drunk. Like, if you had been through the weekend I had just been through.
Oh, you're living out part of the story again. What happened during the weekend? Can I let y'all know what happened? I will. So what happened that she's speaking about? Well, it was her birthday weekend. Before she went to Cuba, she actually had a three-way situation with Natter and Dee Dee. That's right. The people that she considered her sworn enemies. She had a very intimate encounter with them, which she chose to do. And it did not go the way she hoped it would. She was so desperate to be near Natter that she agreed to this three-way situation. And although later on she said, oh, it was so traumatizing for me. And then she tried to insinuate that she was forced when people poked at her and said, were you forced? Then she backed off and she said, well, I just felt uncomfortable. Then she changed her story again and said the only thing about that encounter that she did not like was watching Dee Dee and Natter be intimate together. She didn't like seeing it. So she agreed to the situation. And then once it happened, her jealousy and insecurity got on top of her and she didn't like it. But she chose to do it. And it also happened more than once. That's the part that she's leaving out.
You would be a bit emotionally vulnerable too, and then drinking a whole bottle.
And then we found out later that the entire time that she was in Cuba, she was actually texting Natter back and forth. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you had had an encounter with a person or two people and it was traumatic and you didn't like it, would you talk to those people ever again? No, I don't think so. She was going on and on like, oh, I was so traumatized. But yet she was texting Natter the entire time and saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to act like I'm mad at you to get some extra views. So is she a person that can be believed when she claims she's been abused? Absolutely not.
Like, the flying bug, yeah. I let it out mostly on the people that deserve it, honestly. Whatever. We all have not proud moments, and it's in the past. Like, who cares now? Living in the past, right? That's true. My lips are dry. Does anyone like Middle Eastern know what that is? Like, I like to add a ton of stuff to my rice. If you're just making...
Okay, you know what? From here on out, she's talking about food. I was watching earlier. She's talking about food. I'm done. Food talk, don't care. We're done here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.